Welcome to Greg and Andy Unleashed. My name's Andy. This is Greg, my co-host.
What's up? How's it going?
And we are bringing you guys today's episode, which will be released probably, next week? Next week, Tuesday.
Yeah, I think
so get keen for it, guys. Well, you'll only see it when it comes out, but, you should be getting keen for it already, guys. So,
good start.
Go ahead, has everyone liked Nathan's YouTube episode yet?
I actually have to say that. I was at the house.
Yeah.
I had like 26 likes. And I went to everyone and I said, like it up. We only got like 3 more likes. That was it. I asked
so we're about 30 at the moment.
Yeah, about 20.
Probably if I look, hopefully by now, it's probably about 35. Let's get those last 15 guys. We have more subscribers than we do likes on that video. So you guys, everyone that's subscribed, you need to go like it up. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do, because we got some real good stuff coming really, really soon, guys, for you all. But today we wanted to jump on, just kind of bring it back to us, have a bit of a chat, catch up with how we've been going, and see if we can just bring you guys a bit of value, a bit of content for today. So,
for sure.
Greg, how's the day been for you today, mate?
Mate, today's been good. It's been, chill.
Yeah?
My work was chill. Everything was chill. I'm just a chill guy right now.
Just like that, he's just chilling in his nice chilling shirt. Yeah, it's a very nice shirt right there. What's the brand?
Mate, Burberry.
Oh, mate.
Flexing on the haters.
Look at that. Flexing on the haters.
I will admit, I got this as a gift, so,
Very nice, very nice. I appreciate it.
Mate,
I appreciate you taking the consideration to wear it, especially for the podcast, for all of the viewers. See, that's what you miss out when you're just listening to it on Spotify.
Yeah, come see my shirt, bro.
We do want you also, go over to Spotify, go follow us on Spotify as well. We're on Spotify and on YouTube, and pretty soon we're on Rumble too. Because I'm going to just upload it there. We'll try and get as much out for you guys as we can.
Are you actually thinking of doing Rumble?
I already uploaded one, so yeah.
All right. So good.
But we've got those 3 guys, so make sure you go ahead again, like it up, Nathan's one, subscribe, so that you can get that next content that's coming in. What we wanted to do was just check in. We had a couple weeks ago now, we were on the podcast with Tim, who's also standing behind the cameras. So we're on the podcast with Tim talking about TNS. Greg, what have you changed, or how you been going since TNS coming back from that, mate?
Good question, mate. It's been going good. So, pretty much, I didn't really make too many firm decisions, but I was just saying I want to keep going, and especially with this PNG trip coming up, which is going to be good because Caleb Wilson coming down from PNG literally tonight. He's going to be staying with me for a few days. So yeah, we'll really figure out exactly what's going to be happening with the container. So yeah, man, it's going to be good. And mate, it's awesome to see how God's been working with that, and how everything's just coming together. You can't explain that on a human level, as I said last time. It's awesome. What about you, mate?
Yeah, 100%, man. Sorry, just to quickly interrupt you. I don't think I've said this while we've been here before, but the very first time I came, I was just I rocked up at the church, and literally I'm sure it was the first time somebody from the front was saying all right, cool, we're doing this missions project to, make yeah, you're trying to raise a certain amount of money for the missionaries in Papua New Guinea. And they're like, oh yeah, Greg Holwaddy's, heading it up essentially. And I was like, wait, there's another guy my age that's hey, out here, trying to raise some money to help out the missionaries. And it was just it was such a cool experience. It was such a cool thing for me to see, and just be so encouraged and challenged by it. So it's just, mate, all credit to you, and obviously everyone that, helped. There's so many other people, obviously, that helped you with all of that. But no, it was just amazing, man.
Yeah, couldn't have done it without all the young adults that got behind, and it's going to be good, man. Next step is to try and get the whole church involved, which would be awesome.
Awesome, man.
No,
that's
it.
Good stuff. Yeah, so for myself, it's definitely the biggest thing was just having that personal relationship with God. And it was like growing up, and that was something I was thinking about how we both have really grown up around church, around, you know, a Christian home, Christian family. And you kind of have a certain, I suppose, standard where it might be like, okay, you're told when you're young, all right, read your Bible every day. And, you know, it's really integrated into your lifestyle. But as you get into working, as you get older, it can kind of just fall by the wayside and you don't really spend as much time with God. So for me, the big challenge was really stepping up in my commitment to get back to spending that daily, like, quality time with God. And that's honestly, that's the huge thing that's changed for me since TNS is like I'm rarely missing a day now. And that's not to say that I'm good or anything, but it's just like the amount of influence and the amount of encouragement I got from that trip, from everyone that was there, just to really get back and get focused with that. Essentially with that, it's really like a habit, like when it come down to it. And it's more so like, there'll be some days I find where it's like, okay, I don't necessarily feel like doing it, but sometimes it's you just need to do it anyway, because there's going to be the next day is when you open it up and you're like, wow, like you feel so close to God. You're just like hearing from Him, you're talking to Him.
For sure.
So yeah, for me that was the biggest thing, and then obviously, how good has it been since then we've got some episodes out of the podcast, and right off the bat, I gotta say, like, shout out to everyone. We appreciate you guys. If you're watching this or you're listening to it on Spotify, we really appreciate, like, all the support. Like, people have, been adding it to, like, their story, or, like, people have even helped us with the equipment. Obviously, shout out to Tim, who's standing right here. People have, like, lent pieces of equipment, and it's just been unreal, eh?
Lent us this room, bro.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Very, very true. So we really, really appreciate it. And we're just excited, again, probably to reiterate what we said in our intro, but we're so excited just to be able to have a bit of a voice and start to, talk about Christ and talk about God and different things that we experience. So we appreciate everyone that's listening right now. What are some of the things that you've learned since we started the podcast, Greg?
There's been so many. I think for us, bro, it was learn as you go kind of thing.
You reckon?
Oh yeah, I think everyone knows that actually. To be fair.
How long did it take us to set up today?
Yeah.
I mean, Tim obviously was helping us, but remember the first time that
yeah, it was.
That was just like hours and hours.
Yeah, bro.
And then we did an 8-minute episode.
Yeah,
Right, but it felt like, I was like, this must be like 20 minutes. And then I looked, I was like, 6 minutes.
Yeah, we've definitely, I feel like, improved in that area. But I think from last episode with Ben, I've got to say, I've learnt now not to stop saying because I didn't realise how bad it was until I heard it back. I was like, this is horrible. This is actually horrible. I'm just sorry for listening.
I re-listened to it, like, when we were editing it a bit. I listened to it in the whole thing, and I sent Greg a message, and I was just like, dude, like, what's the plan here? We said, and then, yep, so many times. So, if you can go through and hear how many times together we said, then... you're coming straight on the podcast next week, all right? Let us know how many there were, but there was there was a lot. So,
it was bad.
It was pretty funny. But it's good. It's been such a good experience. Like, we've been learning, growing from it. Like, even the one with Tim, when we were editing and getting ready for just to put out the one with Tim, I remember I rewatched it, and I was just so encouraged from it. I was thinking, I think I might have shared this with you, Greg. Even if no one else watches or listens to it, it's still going to be worth it because I've been encouraged. Like, these guys have been encouraged.
Yeah, exactly right, man. And that's the thing. Like, it's, there's like the numbers, as cliche as it is, but it doesn't really matter that much to me. I'd like to beat Randstad if they're listening. That's my competition, bro. You know, just gotta up them. That'd be amazing. Nothing against them, but still waiting for our shout out.
Healthy competition. Yeah, healthy competition. We love it.
Ray, if you're listening, I demand a shout out. ASAP. We shouted them out. I remember.
Yeah, no, but Nathan's stats.
Did they do it?
No, but stats.
Oh, he's
not there at the moment. So
still, they can still say.
It's alright. But no, it's been a good experience. So we love it. We love all of you guys that are watching, listening to it.
And I appreciate Randstad, by the way, for their input too, because they helped us out big time.
Incredible. Yeah. Incredible. We're giving him another shout out right now. I probably should tag him as well because, unbelievable the amount of info that they've helped us out with. So it's been super exciting. We're keen for it. So, Greg, I've got a quick question for you, mate. I heard there's apparently some really, really good movie out right now at the moment. I haven't been to see it yet. I'm pretty stoked to see it. Like, I definitely think it's going to be right up my alley. But apparently you've already seen it. So, yeah, tell me about it. So, it started with a B. What was the movie again?
Right.
What? Barbie. Yeah, that's Barbie. Right. So, the first question I have is, Greg, did you wear a pink shirt or pink pants when you went there?
I didn't. I wish I did though. Because I wanted to represent, but I couldn't, mate. I didn't have anything in my wardrobe, unfortunately, mate.
Sure.
Yeah. Nah, I wish I could have, but nah, bro, I didn't. It was a good movie though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Good, mate.
Funny,
good.
I saw a lot of Ken and me, you know.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm playing. Nah. But low-key, let me know in the comments below if you reckon Andy looks like Ken. Cause
nah, bro.
Yeah, no, you do.
No, I literally don't. No, I don't. What were we doing? We were walking yesterday. No, not yesterday, sorry. Sunday to go get some chicken.
Yeah.
That's right. We're just going to get something. And he's like, you're acting like Ken right now.
Yeah.
I was jumping around like an idiot. So I'm assuming Ken jumps around like an idiot in the movie. But no. Nah, man, it's been good. Something else actually, I wanted to ask you. I was thinking, like, how can we, provide a bit of entertainment, obviously with ums and yeps and everything else we do here. But how can we provide a bit of value or, kind of give to the people that are watching, people that are listening, people that, will watch it down in the future? What are some things? I thought we're both around trade. We've both, done quite a bit of work with trade. What year are you up to again? Third year. So you've already been there for 2.5
years.
Yeah. And so I was thinking, what are two of the biggest things you've learnt so far working in trade as a Christian young man?
In what way would you say?
So I suppose, actually, it wouldn't even have to be as a Christian. It would just be, probably what are the two biggest things you've learnt from being in a trade? Or from, actually, let's take it a step back. From work, from going out to a job and doing work.
Man, honestly,
I'll give you a minute to think about it, alright? I love putting him on the spot. It's so much fun. Alright. Well, quickly, while he's saying something about Ken, do we think that Greg's hair is a little bit like, no, I've just forgotten his name. Bro, what's Broncos?
Reece Walsh.
Walsh, there we go. Unbelievable. Reece Walsh. Is it a little bit like it? I think it is, but you can let us know.
That's a compliment.
It is actually. It is. So with the trade, I found for myself one of the biggest things I learnt in trade was the element of hard work. I think in trade especially, you really learn essentially to get pushed, to work harder, essentially. Which is a really good thing in general life because, especially obviously we're speaking for ourselves as guys, men. It's something that, you know, we need to learn to do, is to work hard, and it's something that's like, it's a good habit, a good character trait. That's the right word I'm looking for.
For sure.
So that's definitely probably one of the biggest things I learnt and appreciated from hard work. The other thing is how every single time you do something, it never goes to plan. Like, I don't know what happens, but I could sit there at the start of the day and be like, all right, this is what we're going to do. I'm a carpenter by trade, and Greg's a sparky, so I'm sure in their world everything goes perfectly, but in my world nothing goes right. And that's not because of dodgy carpenters.
That's what he said.
That's Isn't it tradesman does his best, no more gaps does the rest?
Yeah, that's it, bro.
I thought that was what it was. Anyways, but yeah, you'll set it out, you plan it out, you might have people, different trades or different people booked in around you. Something happens, and essentially you've got to, you know, figure out a solution to the new problem. And I think that was a really good, I know for me, I was fairly sheltered growing up in a Christian home, and, you know, Christians, like going, Christian curriculum for school, and I didn't have a lot of big problems. And I still don't have a lot of big problems either, let's be real. But just learning to actually see the problem and then learn to go and look for a solution. Because I think as I get older, and I'm not very old, but as I go from being a kid to in between being a kid and an adult, I think I learned that it's the older you get, it's not like the problems become easier. It's that we grow and we learn how to deal with those problems. And I think that was one of the biggest things that carpentry taught me, was that it's not all just going to go your way. And it's going to be learning how to deal with the problems along the way. Like, you know, we've even learned that with working with the podcast and stuff. So they're the two biggest things I learned, was hard work. And then also, it won't always go your way, or it won't always be perfect. There will be problems.
Sure. Yeah.
But we find the solutions to them.
Yeah, I'd say
Greg
for
and
me,
Andy.
yeah, that's it. I'd say for me, a big one would probably be respect.
Yep.
Respect the people like that are above you. That's a big thing in the trade. Like, even if you think that someone's done something wrong, or you think your way's better, it doesn't matter. You just respect the person in charge, and that will help you in life in general, I guess, if you sort of have a healthy respect for people. Honestly, I don't even know the other one. Like,
so treating others. So what you're saying is treating others with respect.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess a big one of the trades would be, obviously it's usually a very like worldly environment. Just stick to your values. If you're a Christian and you're trying your best to live like a Christian, then keep that on the job site. Stand like, obviously, the chats you might be having on the job site might not be exactly Christian, as like, just that's the way it is. But like, if you just stand to what your values are and you do your best to be a good influence, like, that's the main thing I've found, and people will respect you for that, I guess, in the long run. Like, maybe not straight away, but they'll see eventually that if you're living by what you're saying, you know, and they're gonna respect you eventually. So yeah, that's probably my two.
That's just so important, man.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's so necessary. Even like not necessarily. Sorry, bleh. It's been a long day, but we're still here. Not necessarily in a trade. Also, in any work environment, it can be, you know, not necessarily a great environment that you are in with different co-workers, because they live a different life than we do, essentially, as a Christian. As in, we have different goals or different directions that we're really heading. And so there can sometimes be, you know, you have different conversations where it's kind of like, you know, things that aren't appropriate might get brought up, or different issues or different things might get brought up. But I think it's so good what you said, is just staying like with your values and like with what the Bible says, essentially,
for sure.
Which is really important.
How'd you find it? Because like the way you've been saying it, like
that's what I was laughing about, because bro, I was like I still am a don't know anything. What do you call them? Ignorant person?
ignorant. Ignorant.
Yeah. But no, I literally was like, went Christian home,
really
and like I did Christian curriculum, and then went straight out into work, and obviously had an amazing boss, which is Greg's uncle. Yeah.
Shout out Uncle Joel.
And so it's great, structure of the company, and great way, dealing with obviously the people above me and etc. But obviously you work with other people, or at the start you're gonna have people above you that aren't saved, that just doing whatever, living life just to what it seems like is the fullest. So it was definitely a big shock for me, and the just the amount of funny little things that people would say, and then at the time it was kind of like I didn't really understand what they were exactly saying, and then it was like I understood what they were saying. It takes you that little bit longer to kind of clue into everyone's what they're talking about, but also even just to understand, honestly, people on the job site, you have to understand people's tone, how they talk. Because half the time, let's be real, half the time, what they're saying is a swear word, and it's not actually, like, if you actually took the exact words, you'd have no clue what they're asking for, but you figure it out because you just understand how it works. So, it definitely was an interesting time, and if I could go back, and that's literally what I was thinking with this podcast, if I literally could go back to when I started, it would be that, one, like, none of us knows everything about the world, right? Or any topic in the world. So it's okay to be a little bit clueless, right? About geopolitics or about, whatever it is. And the second thing would be that the second thing would be just, really, it just comes down to like trusting in God. And as you said, just staying with your values. I think that really reminded me of a verse, which is I think it's 1 Corinthians 15:58, where it's like, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. And I think that's something that I've been encouraged recently from a lot of people here, and probably a lot of you guys watching this, is just being steadfast, being committed to the work of the Lord, and just saying like, okay, this is where I stand on the word of God, this is what I do, these are my actions. And other people are going to come along and say this. They're going to leave hate in the comments. No, I'm kidding. But they're gonna say, whatever in life.
Yeah.
And just being steadfast on, this is what I believe, this is why I believe it, and this is the direction I'm going. So for me, those definitely was the biggest takeaways for that. But it's amazing on that note. It's amazing how much of a testimony you can be just by being slightly different. Like, you don't even have to be, like super different, but just that difference of like, hey, I'm going to church on Sunday. I'm not going out partying on Sunday, on Saturday night to then be hungover on Sunday, right? I'm going to church on Sunday. So it's that difference of, here's where I stand and this is what I do. And it's like, like, for example, you go to church. Oh, okay, interesting. Like, what do you believe? And you start talking about, hey, I believe this.
Yeah.
What does this person believe? Like, so yeah, there's such amazing opportunities for witnessing, I definitely think, and in trade, in working in the medical field, working in whatever job it is,
Anything, yeah.
just by living out the Christian life. Someone said recently, I think it might have been pastor or another speaker, that oftentimes you or us as Christians are the only Bible that unsaved people are going to see.
It's true.
And so it's just like, as you said, pointed out, sticking to our values coming from the Bible and just living them out. And that just creates such a testimony for other people.
Oh, that's it, man. And like, you don't have to Bible bash, bro. You can just literally just be an example in the way you do. Like, obviously look for opportunities to talk, but especially in the trade circles, I don't know about other jobs, but like when like there will come opportunities just from being a little bit different, like you're saying.
Yeah.
And like that's it, man. That's literally it, as easy as it is. And like, yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man. No, it's definitely a good so I've finished my trade, Greg's, majority of the way through. There's many times when I woke up, I was saying this to Greg before the podcast. There's many times when I woke up and I was like, man, I do not want to go to work today.
Yeah.
But finishing it all, and that's what I said, finishing it all, and this is the same, I think, with every job, is you look back at it and you go, hey, I learnt this, I learnt hard work, I learnt, how to communicate with other people, I learnt, to accept criticism, or I learnt to, to do a certain trade or craft or something like that. And so there's so much that I think that we don't appreciate in our lives, like that verse, in everything give thanks, this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. That we don't look back and we go, wow, that's like, I can get so much from it. I can be so thankful for it. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely keep going with your trade, mate.
Yeah,
I'm excited to
I'm excited.
not see anyone get electrocuted.
Yeah, could be Chris one day, mate. No, that's one thing I found really good about the trade, is like you can use that to help so many people, especially like missionaries. Like, man, the world's your oyster, as I say, man. You can do anything. It's awesome, bro. So, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
That's my point, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. That's excellent point. You can. The amount we've actually been over to Papua New Guinea, and I helped some people to build another building over there. And yeah, the amount of help that you can be just to help other people in everyday life, incredible. So awesome, mate. Well, guys, obviously, go ahead, please like the video with Nathan, so we can push Greg to get this trick shot video. Yes, Greg is definitely on this trick shot video. All right, but again, we've loved catching up with each other and with all of you guys. So we'll see you on the next episode, guys. Greg and Andy Unleashed.